Want to know which space stocks are about to take off? Today, I'm breaking down 4 companies that are making major moves in the space sector. From revolutionary satellite technology that could reach 3.5 billion new users, to lunar missions worth billions, to the picks and shovels plays that power it all. Let's dive right in with Rocket Lab's latest quarter, where the space launch company is firing on all cylinders. The numbers are looking strong. Rocket Lab posted revenue of $105 million, beating Wall Street's expectations of $102 million. Their loss per share came in at 10 cents, also slightly better than the anticipated 11-cent loss. But here's where things get really interesting. Rocket Lab just landed 2 major developments that could accelerate their growth. First, they secured an Air Force defense contract worth up to $8 million, positioning them for a piece of the massive national security space launch program. We're talking about a potential $5.6 billion opportunity over 5 years. They're also expanding their capabilities dramatically. The company just announced an upgraded version of their Electron rocket that can carry nearly double the payload while maintaining similar pricing. And in a huge vote of confidence, they've just signed a multi-launch agreement with a confidential commercial satellite constellation operator for their upcoming Neutron rocket. Speaking of Neutron, the timing couldn't be better. With SpaceX's launch business alone valued around $80 billion, Rocket Lab is positioning itself to capture a significant slice of the growing launch market. They're already proving their worth with high-profile missions. They're set to launch a critical Department of Defense hypersonic test mission on November 19th. Now let's turn to what might be the most ambitious player in the satellite communications space, AST Spacemobile. While companies like Rocket Lab and Intuitive Machines focus on launch services, AST is pursuing something completely different. They're trying to turn every smartphone on Earth into a satellite phone. Their recent quarter showed modest revenue of $1.1 million, but here's why investors are really excited. AST just landed a massive launch deal with Blue Origin for their next generation of satellites. These aren't your typical CubeSats. We're talking about satellites with massive 2,400 square foot arrays that pack 10 times more bandwidth than their current generation. The big telecom players are already betting big on this technology. AT&T has signed on through 2030, and Verizon jumped in with a $100 million strategic investment. Why? Because AST could potentially solve the dead zone problem that's plagued cellular networks since day one. Their business model is brilliantly simple. Partner with existing carriers and let them offer satellite connectivity as a premium add-on service. No customer acquisition costs, no new infrastructure needed on the ground. This could be a game changer for reaching the 3.5 billion people currently living without reliable cellular coverage. Speaking of companies with massive potential, Intuitive Machines just dropped some fascinating third-quarter numbers that have Wall Street's attention. Let's start with their rock-solid financial position. $106.9 million in cash, 0 debt, and a runway that extends into 2026. That's crucial because Intuitive Machines is playing the long game in lunar exploration. Speaking of which, their lunar mission timeline is crystallizing. While their IM-2 and IM-3 missions have shifted slightly to early 2025 and 2026, respectively, the bigger story is their heavy cargo ambitions. In March, NASA will review their Nova-D design, a heavy-class lunar lander that could be key to securing a piece of the multi-billion-dollar Lunar Terrain Vehicle contract expected in late 2025. With projected revenue growth of 100% in 2025 and a valuation of just 4 times forward sales, Intuitive Machines is positioning itself as a serious player in the commercialization of lunar infrastructure. And now to KULR Technology Group. And alright, I should address the elephant in the room. I recently roasted them on Twitter about having only 11 applicants for a senior sales position, and their social media team was such good sports, they actually liked the tweet. Though I guess I technically left out that it was an on-site position in Texas. But hey, that would have ruined a perfectly good joke, right? But let's talk about their actual business, because they're making some serious moves. Their Q3 numbers showed revenue hitting $3.19 million, up from last year with impressive 71% gross margins. That's a massive jump from 44% in the same quarter last year. They just landed 2 game-changing contracts, a $2.35 million licensing deal for their Zero Vibe technology, and they're expanding their U.S. Army battery contract to $2.4 million. But the real headline came yesterday. They secured a major defense contract to develop specialized heat sinks for missile systems, marking their entry into multi-decade production runs. As you can see, the space sector is moving at lightning speed, with new contracts, technological breakthroughs, and market opportunities emerging every week. My earnings-focused newsletter helps you stay ahead of these developments with pre-earnings previews that prepare you for key announcements, post-earnings deep dives that break down what really matters, analysis of major contracts and industry shifts between earnings seasons, and a focus on actual financial performance, not just hype. Don't miss out on the next big move in the space sector. Subscribe now to join savvy investors who get these insights delivered straight to their inbox twice a week. Because in the space economy, timing isn't just important, it's everything.